What's up guys, this is Astranox. It's time for the showcase of Astromancer Elena. She was just released 5-star light ranger. I have her built with 15 skill ups, triple S imprint. I try her out in various team compositions. Can she do damage beside crippling the enemy so they cannot trigger counter attack and she can push combationness? We'll find out right after this. This video is brought to you by Amazon Appstore and Amazon Coins. If you're going to spend for Astromancer Elena, you should do so by using Amazon Coins. You can save up to 20% on in-game purchases from games who are on the Amazon App Store. The great news is that Epic 7 is now available on it, and you can start using Amazon Coins to straight up get more out of what you're usually spending or end up with more spare cash instead. It's a win-win scenario. It's very easy to get the best savings on the Amazon App Store and Epic 7. Just go down below and use my link and follow the instructions. If you use my link below, it helps me but also allows you to still get the best possible discounts. You can get up to 20% off, which is really awesome. Get a full 20% discount if you buy 50k coins. If you buy 10,000 Amazon coins for $82, they will give you $100 in the game, and so on, with a bunch of discounts for different budgets. It's really easy to start saving. There's just 3 steps. 1. Get your Amazon coins. 2. Get Epic 7 from the Amazon App Store on your favorite device, Android phone or tablet, or even better, get Amazon App Store now on Windows 11 and play Epic 7 directly from your PC easily with no complications. Currently available for the US and then globally. That's awesome. Once you've done that, just log into Epic 7 through the Amazon App Store. Just as easy as that. Why pay the full amount when you can get up to a nice 20% discount? There's really no reason not to use this method when it comes down to spending money in Epic 7. Check out my link in the description or comments section down below. Get Amazon App Store, get some Amazon coins, and start saving now. Let's begin with the build of Astromancer Elena. I have her on speed crit set. You can just go for speed hit, speed immunity. It really depends what kind of stats you're aiming for, and I'll talk about various builds along the video. I have her on Sash Itain Artifact because I like the combationness push that I get every time I defeat one enemy, and that is good because she doesn't have much speed, 210, but I think she should be built with more speed than this, right? I had to use workarounds so she can, go more early on in my rotation. So I have her with 340% crit damage, over 3,500 attack, so very high offense on her. She doesn't even have 1,100 base attack, right? Her base speed is 115, so you could scale that up pretty high. And I would say that you should have more speed on her compared to what I have her built at, because she needs to go early on in your rotation so she can actually land that debuff that doesn't allow the enemy to actually counter attack. And that's why she needs to go early on. Maybe not first, but maybe if you're fighting a team that is very slow, you could potentially just open up with her. Now, she's got the CR push on the skill number 2, her passive. It's something. One of your ally needs to attack an enemy that has the anti-counter attack debuff on them, right? So you got the Soulburn, that's very good. You got 35% hit chance on the skill number 3, and you cannot trigger a counter attack with her S3, which attacks everyone. That is all good. Now, there could be issues if the enemy has more than 35% chance to evade your attack. Then you should be building some hit chance on her. Like, you could be using the Unity Guild War artifact to get some more hit chance on top of the 35%. And that's going to help you out to, land the debuff more reliably. And that's going to be crucial on heroes like, well, that's the thing though. Like, the Violet can get out of it. You have to worry about heroes that can cleanse it off. In my particular case, I'm using a team that goes really quick. Stuff happens on turn 1 and 2. Like Ram, she can just get out of the debuff as soon as someone dies. So, a few things here and there that I'd like to point out to you guys. Now, in terms of damage, her damage doesn't seem to be amazing, right? Now, is it good enough? As you saw, my stats, they're really high. Like the crit damage and the attack that I have on her, I really had to push it. Now, I'm using speed main stat boots. I mean, if you want, you could go with attack percentage main stat boots. You could go with like a pure damage setup. You don't have to go for speed, let's say, if you're going to be pushing her with auxiliary lots, because that's a viable option in a control environment. If you push her with auxiliary lots, you soul burn the skill number 3. In a Guild War, offense scenario, arena offense, that can definitely work out. If you really hate counters, they are the bane of your existence. You can make that happen because she ignores effect resistance. Maybe you have her on the Unity Guild War artifact, so she's more reliable to land that debuff on those annoying heroes. And that's gonna work out pretty well for you. Now, her damage though, it doesn't seem to be good enough. Like, for the stats that I have, I'm not happy about her damage. And I said that if her damage was good, I would try to get her on my first account, and that is not gonna be happening, sadly. Now, her utilities, right? Beside the debuff, the 15% combattiveness push, yeah, I mean, she doesn't have that much going for herself. She's got the restrict debuff and the anti-counter attack, which can be very powerful versus the right teams. Counter attack set, you could have like Elbrus on the enemy team, maybe multiple Elbruses. So that could be very strong to have it applied on them, assuming they're not going to cleanse, right? Assuming you have the 20 souls to soul burn. If you don't have that, you need to build her with a ton of effectiveness to counter the effect resistance that they might have, right? So you need to worry about all these things. Now, her skill number 1 deals quite a bit of damage when the enemy is debuffed. So it potentially opens the door to a build with counter set, right? If you're trying to push the damage, like really pushing the damage, let's say you're gonna be pushing her with auxiliary lots, then you could be wearing, like I said, like another set than speed, attack, destruction. I mean, hell, you could go with a rage set if you're crazy, right? You really want to get some big numbers out of her, but her multipliers, they don't seem to be high enough. Like, compared to ML Vivian, even without getting the critical hit damage buff, she's outputting more damage than Elena. So that's something to keep in mind. My Vivian's on Tagil's Ancient Book. Now, in terms of stats, in terms of gear, I think Vivian's about similar type of stats on her gear. It just comes down to the base attack of Vivian's better. And then I'm even using the self-imprint on Elena, so you gotta keep that in mind as well. I'm not using defense break, so I'm just trying to cleave the enemy and just throw a bunch of AoE attacks at them and make it happen. Sadly, quite a few times she goes last in my teams, and that's something I'm trying to resolve in some battles, because I'm trying to showcase her, I'm trying to get her to do the damage early on. So I push her with auxiliary lot in like 2 battles. I push her with, yes, there's ML Domino, and I use her as a CR pusher, but it's not enough, right? Because she's built too slow with a like 210 speed. But I use Sash I-10 artifact, so if I down someone, that's some CR pushing. I'm even using ML Flan to push the combat units with her skill number 1. So like various ways to make it happen. You could use a hero to snipe someone if you have Sash I-10 on her, so that's good that she can wear it, right? You snipe someone with, your favorite like big one-shotter, like Huayang is really good, but she's gonna be nerfed. I mean, you could be using Assassin Sid, you can be using your favorite one-shotter. So you activate Sash I-10, and that by itself will not be enough. So you need to have 2 ways to push combat finesse, unless you're really putting a lot of speed gear on her. If you have a lot of speed, then, your damage is going to be lacking. So at that point, might as well just go with high speed and high effectiveness, and just wear Guiding Light on her. She's going to be like really annoying to deal with. The enemy won't be able to touch her if they don't have attacks that hit everyone to knock her out of stealth. Then Guiding Light can just get her right back into stealth, especially if you have it limit broken a bunch of times. So different ways to play with this hero, but I feel like she's going to be way more powerful versus teams that end up in a long battle. In a long battle, if she's stealthed and she keeps applying this anti-counterattack debuff and she keeps a high uptime, she keeps reapplying it on the enemy and you reserve souls to soul burn it. Let's say you're fighting a team that has like maybe stacking effect resistance, or maybe you just have a bunch of effectiveness on her. And I feel like if you're going for high speed, you should go for that and you build some bulk on her so she doesn't go down outside of stealth, something like that. And I think that if you're fighting the right teams and you know they're running Elbrus at the very least, you know, they're running a counter set, yeah, she's gonna be pretty powerful, right? Some heroes, like, you kind of know they're gonna be running something like Elbrus, right? It's just too good for them. Like, Valad could get out of it by using the skill number 2. There's other things like I talked about the Ram. If someone goes down on the battlefield, then she's gonna cleanse the anti-counter attack debuff right off. So there's quite a few things to worry about. This is not a hero that you can just bring in every battle. You really have to be smart about it, especially in the world arena. But I think that she can pull her own weight, and she's gonna be powerful versus the right teams. But then, should you invest all those resources for a hero that you're not gonna be using that much? Yeah, not in my case, but maybe you're in a different boat and it's gonna be just better for you. She's gonna be quite powerful and counter attacks Elbrus. All that stuff is like really annoying to you and it's making you lose a lot of battles. But I feel like in a control environment, especially if you push her, you make her slow, she can do pretty good damage and help you out. So let us know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.